Hello everyone, welcome back to Base Damage. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to Community Fridays. This week we have an Ayakashi Triangle deck posted by Joker. I'm gonna have to dub him the resident chef of Base Damage at this point. And this particular one titled Trial by Wind, which I don't know if this was intentional, but it's kind of like a shout out to some of the videos we did in the past on the channel with the trial decks and whatnot from like different sets where we would smash like 2 trial deck pluses together and see what we could do with it, and I called that Trial by Fire. So yeah, I just realized it's kind of like a callback to that, even though I don't think that was his intention. The reason it's like wind is because Matsuri uses like wind sealing techniques in the anime, because ninjas. But let's jump right into this. Now, he did say this was a bit, for the most part, a bit on the cheaper side. I know there are a couple cards in here, like the Matsuri Brainstormer, that is a little bit more expensive. I think it was. It's been a minute since I've looked at Ayakashi prices, but I do believe this was probably the most expensive card in here. If not, it was this particular Suzu, just because it's a really, really good card. It's the Ricky. It's on a rare, which is kind of like interesting to see. But anyway, let's get right into it. So to start off with the level 3s, we have this 3/2 Moment of Everlasting Summer Rio. This might be, I think this is only like $1 or $2. I could be wrong. Anyway. Is a 3/2 8K. If you have 4 or more Amico City characters, this gets -1 level in your hand. Early play, very easy. When this is placed on stage from hand, use one of the following effects and perform it. You can either A, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 to hand, put the rest in the waiting room, or B, put the top card of your clock into your waiting room. So you get the chance to heal, or you get the chance to like dig for a climax or whatever you need at the time. And on attack, if you have another Amico City character, this gets 3k power till the end of turn. I very much agree this needs to be like a 4 of in any like Ayakashi deck that is running any amount of yellow, most definitely. It's a very good card. We have Domestic Side Matsuri, so 3/2 10k. During your turn, this gets 1000 power. Kind of simple, it's whatever. But the second effect may be familiar if you have played 7 Deadly Sins. When this is placed on stage from hand, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Put them on top of your deck in any order. Choose up to one of your opponent's characters, return it to their hand. It's very familiar, similar to the Gil Thunder that is currently on the pick 1 of 4 list for 7 Deadly Sins. For different reasons, but it's just the fact of it's a very good like recurring effect, and I believe the top check kind of comes into play later. I just don't remember. I'm actually re-recording this because the last time I recorded this deck was before I got a upgrade to the microphone, so it sounded a lot more shit. So hopefully this sounds better. Next is Suited Up Suzu. This one is very nice, and for the effect, obviously, what do you think I was talking about? It's a 3/2 10/5. If you have a special relationship Suzu in your clock, she gets -1 level while in your hand. And he doesn't run it because I think that's like the most expensive double rare in the entire set. I could be wrong on that. It's the Brainstormer Suzu, if I remember correctly, but not running that. So the early play condition doesn't really apply. But the second effect does. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can rest one of your characters. If you do, your opponent chooses 1 climax in their waiting room, returns all cards from their waiting room into their deck except that climax, and shuffles their deck. So you get to this is what people commonly refer to as a Fumio, pertaining to a completely different card. I don't know what the original card was, but basically decompressing your opponent and making it so they're more likely to take damage. So very good card there. So the level 3 Climax combo, this is from the trial deck. See, that's the thing where I talked about the whole Trial by Fire thing. This is the level 3 combo, and this is the level 1 combo, both from the trial deck, just using upgrades. And so I feel this is very budget friendly, and I think this is something you could easily make. Let's see. Girlfriends, quote unquote, Matsuri and Suzu is a 3/2 10k. When this is placed on stage from your hand or by the act of a particular level, I think it's this level 0 Shirogane right here in the bottom corner. We got 2 cats on either side of the screen, it seems. You may put the top card of your clock into your waiting room. So heal on play or heal by early play. Very nice. When this card attacks, if Exorcist Ninja and Ayakashi Medium is in your climax area, you can pay 2, pitch 1. If you do, burn for 1 twice. Deal 1 damage to your opponent 2 times. Very nice. And this gets 1000 power till end of turn. That can really just be very nice if you're somehow able to like snipe a climax off the top of your opponent's deck and then still burn. It's just really nice. And so that is on a pants trigger of all things. So very nice for some consistency as well. So definitely like that. So 4 copies of that, obviously. 1 copy of Fellow Girls Suzu is a 3/2-10K. This is also from the trial deck. When this is placed on stage from hand, you may choose one of your other Amico City characters and put it into your stock. Just basically send one on stage. Maybe you have a back row or something that you haven't been using. Just toss it over there. Might as well. And during the turn this is placed on stage from hand, when this card attacks, you can pay 2, pitch 1. If you do, burn 4. A very nice off finisher. Just really cool. So next we have, so that is the level 3s. Next is the only level 2 in the deck. But I guess the Rayo can be played early very easily. So I guess that's your level 2 game. I don't know. As a 2500 backup, when you use this card's backup, you can pay 1, pitch 1, and sack a character. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters with a level higher than their level and put it into their stock. If you do, put the bottom card of your opponent's stock into their waiting room. So a anti-change backup that sends to stock, a very good way of making certain they're not going to get back to that anytime soon. Alright, on to the level 1s. The level 1 climax combo of the deck, once again, all from the trial deck, is a 1045, Getting Accustomed to His Body Matsuri. Is a, during your turn, if you have 2 or more other Omiko City characters, this gets 2k power. It is on a salvage, even though my fat head is covering it. I'll show it in a moment here. Also on attack, if you have the 2 or more, put the top 2 cards of your deck into the waiting room, choose up to 1 level X or lower character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. X is equal to the total level of the cards put into your waiting room by this effect. This is a very common recurring effect, but it is still very good. So it can easily salvage you something that you need. So there you go. Alrighty, 4 copies of that, obviously. So this is the salvage. Basically, for those who don't know the plot of Ayakashi Triangle, homeboy gets a curse, jutsu thingy put on him that makes it so he looks like a girl instead of a guy, because this is what he used to look like. So we have childhood friends Matsuri, and Suzu is a 1045. When this is placed on stage from your hand, if you have another Amico City character, this gets 2k power till the end of turn. This is a promo, so I don't know if it's like a shop promo or a box topper thing, so just be mindful of that. During the turn, this card is placed on stage from hand. When this card's stage from hand, yeah. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you can pay 1 and rest one of your other standing Omiko City characters. If you do, search your deck for an Omiko City character, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. So just very nice to have a little bit extra. You can get some searching off of this one and salvaging off of the level 1 combo. We have 2 copies of, sorry, I just realized how tiny this is, so we're going to go down here. Super rare, monstrously high-calorie dessert Suzu is a 1025. When this is placed on stage from hand, she gets 3k for the turn. Okay. When this is placed on stage from your hand, put 1 card from your hand into the waiting room. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. Choose 1 level X or lower character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. X is equal to the level of the revealed card. So, very interesting there with being able to just get... With this, you could also set up your milling in a certain way, because you could do this, you could see, oh, it's like a level 2. Cool. Then you know, one of the first attacks you need to do is with this level 1. So you're like, okay, cool, I'm milling a level 2, the very next card, guaranteed, so that I know I'm at least going to be able to salvage back a level 2 or lower, and then maybe something bigger. I don't know. So just the top checking can be very, very nice for that. That is it for the 1s. Getting on to the 0s, and we do have quite a bit, but that is always good. So we have 4 copies of Feminine Side Matsuri is a 00500. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a climax to salvage back an Omiko City character from waiting room. And also, at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you can pay 1, put the top card of your deck into your clock, and bounce this Matsuri back to hand. If you do, choose one of your other Omiko City characters and return it to your hand. So you get a recursion. It saves itself and another character on field that could be very applicable, very good. Might even deny your opponent an on reverse effect or something. But then you can also play it again the next turn to discard a climax and maybe salvage back another character. So very good. And I think this is a double rare, but it was very cheap the last time I checked. I don't know if it still is. But moving on, Memories of Her Childhood Suzu is a 002K. When this card attacks, you can discard one card. If you do, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose one Amika City character among them, add it to your hand, put the rest into your waiting room. This was used a lot for the standby because you're just able to like discard all of the standby targets and then just filter even more. It's so good. 3 copies of that. 4 copies of this particular Matsuri. It's from the trial deck, Life as a Girl Matsuri. It's a 0015. When this attacks, choose one of your Amiko City characters and give it 1500 power till the end of the turn. So if you gave it to herself, she becomes a 3k, which is applicable for the second effect. When the battle opponent becomes reversed, choose one of your other Amiko City characters, rest it, move it to an open position of your backstage. This is commonly referred to as a clean cut. That's typically the term applied to this type of effect. So just very good. You could swing with like your Brainstormer, swing and reverse with this, and then move the Brainstormer to the back row. Really good. Alright, so we only have 1 copy of this Shirogane, Long Awaited Moment Shirogane. This is the one that can early play the level 3. So if you wanted more copies of this in the deck, that is up to you, but at least we're showcasing it to show if you want to early play, you can. So 0015. Okay, so it's 2 different act abilities that this has. So the second act ability is really, really good as well. So you could do either of these. If your level is 3 or higher, choose one of the level 3 in your waiting room. Sorry, so it's an act. So you pay the cost, which is pay 2. Put one other daily Life of an Exorcist Ninja Matsuri from your stage into your waiting room. That is going to be... Which one is that? Oh, is it not in here? Oh, maybe he doesn't use it for the early play at all. Daily Life of an Exorcist Ninja Matsuri. It's not this one. Okay. I do not see it in here, and if I am overlooking, I greatly apologize. Okay, cool. It's totally cool. Like I said, it's been months since I looked back over this deck again. So apparently he's not running it, but there is another Matsuri you can sack as part of the cost in order to early play and then give it a buff, but apparently not running for that, which is understandable. So he's mainly just running it for the second effect, which is to sack this particular Shirogane and discard a card to salvage back an Amiko City character. Totally understandable. I'm going to look over one more time just to make certain I'm not, because that says childhood friends. Yeah, I don't see anything that says daily life, so... Okay. Totally cool. It's another card probably from the trial deck, so if you want to do the early play from the trial deck, you can. The card should be in there. But still, it's good to get this to salvage, to get back like any of your level 1s to continue your combos and stuff. Very nice. Next is 3 copies of Secret Covered by the Swimsuit Matsuri, and the reason it's named that is because there's a curse mark right into there on his stomach. It's a 001k at the beginning of your climax phase. Choose one of your characters and it gets 500 power till end of turn. Then it is a Brainstorm of pay 1, rest this, mill 4. For each climax, you get to search your deck for an Amiko City character, which is a pleasant change due to the fact that most, like, your main level 1 combo is salvaging. So being able to go, search with this, then salvage, very nice. 3 copies of the quote-unquote Riki, which is Ayakashi Medium Suzu, is a 002k. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can pay 1, put the top card of your deck into your clock, search your deck for a level 1 or lower character added to hand, which you're just going to be trying to get the level 1s, any of these level 1s to be honest, but obviously mainly your climax combo to get the ball rolling, so to speak. Now this one, I know he doesn't have in here for this climax combo, so we're just going to read the first effect, which is very simple. Relieved Suzu is a 002k. It is a climax swapper. So on play, you can pay 1 to pitch a climax to salvage back a climax from your waiting room. So if you have the salvage that is behind my fat head, but you need to get to the pants, you can easily do so. And lastly is an event. This is from the trial deck, Ayakashi Romance Fantasy. So we have the guy form and the girl form. I honestly think the girl form looks better. Anyway, 1/1 red. Search your deck for up to 1 character with Matsuri and up to 1 character with Suzu in its card name. Reveal it to your opponent, put them to your hand, and then discard 1 card. So, very good. Just plenty of ones in here that fit both of those. So here's the cool thing. So if you activated this card, you could grab this one, and because it has both Matsuri and Suzu up here, it counts for either or, meaning for the second option, you can still grab either, maybe 1 copy of a Matsuri or 1 copy of a Suzu. you can grab either or, which is very nice. So because it includes both of the names in there for that one, as well as for this one, and I don't think there's any issue with the Jap, because he has a guy form and a girl form. I don't think there's any difference in the katakana, hiragana, kanji. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name. I don't think there's any difference in the kanji. So I'm gonna assume that the female version counts and the male version counts all as just the Matsuri selection on the event. I'm assuming that is what it is, and that's what we're going to go with until I am corrected. So 4 copies of Resolve to give up being a guy, the 1k1 Salvage, and 4 copies of Exorcist Ninja and Ayakashi Medium, the 1k1 Pants Trigger. And that is going to be it for the deck today. Thank you very much again to Joker for submitting this, and like he said, this is just taking 1 or 2 of the trial decks, slapping them together, and just calling it a day and having fun. But you do add in some stuff from outside that makes it a lot better. Early play level 3s, the Fumios, the Rickies, better Brainstormers, because typically the trial deck Brainstormers are just like mill 5 and draw 1 for every climax. So this is absolutely way, way better. And so there's a lot of interesting things to include from it, but you can, being able to just rock up with the trial deck climax combos, it still seems to be very strong. Is it the best in the world? No, I don't think so, but it's still very fun, and I love doing this kind of stuff. So that is going to be it for us today. Thank you, Joker, if I didn't say it already. And if you want to submit your own deck for Community Fridays, feel free to click the link in the description to join the Discord. There will be 2 different channels, one that says Decklist Submissions and one that says Community Fridays. You can post your decklist in either one. It doesn't really matter, but if I like it, I'll pull it from either one, so it doesn't even matter there. But feel free to post it in there if you want to share your own decks for Community Fridays. And that is going to be it for us today. Thank y'all very much, and we will see y'all on the flip side. Stay based.